Alright, now most times when you're playing, it's the dominant hand that's hitting the ball that gets all the attention of what to do, but actually in this section we're going to focus on the left arm and the magic of the left arm and how your body is an integrated machine that works together in various ways. So just a few more technical concepts, and this is to really help you, okay, as you're developing your forehand. And this might not be necessary for you depending on what level you're at, right? But one of the big things we talk about is rotational momentum, right? And conserving rotational momentum, right? It's like, what the heck is this? I don't want to learn physics here. I want to play better tennis. Well, if you want to play better tennis, you have to understand the underlying principles behind the swing, right? And one of them is, if you've ever watched ice skating, how, you know, when they're setting up for a spin, pretty much like how we're setting up for a forehand, the hands are out like this. And a lot of players, you know, who have their hands in like this, well, they're not balanced. You need your hands out for balance. So this out for stabilization. Obviously, when you're standing on like a balance beam, you keep your hands out for balance, right? Because one arm is counterbalancing the other, and you can adjust on the fly. And that's why we get these hands out here. But once we get these hands out here, and we want to rotate, right? If my hands are out, they're out here to stabilize. They aren't going to give me rotational power. When I need rotational power, I need to bring my hands in, okay? And so that's why, like a figure skater who's getting ready to, you know, go up for like a triple axel, whatever, double, whatever, right? You see their hands out like this, and then they bring it in and spin faster. So if they kept their hands out, it would spin slowly. But if once they bring their arms in, they don't have their arms slowing them down. But they have the same rotational momentum that's spinning that same object much faster, right? Because it's much tighter, okay? And that's why we go out, and then this left arm is pulling in, right? Just like this, boom, and then, you know, helping me, boom, accelerate that forehand. Now it's subtle, but it makes a big difference, right? Out, and then you tuck, and you hit, and it does a few things. So the first thing is kind of like throwing a punch, like if you've ever done martial arts before, okay? What it also does is, by pulling this left shoulder back, it helps accelerate this right shoulder forward because your shoulders are connected, right? So if I'm pulling this left shoulder back, boom, right? So it's counterbalancing, and it's helping that rotational power, right? So it's boom and hitting, right? Pulling in and hitting. All right, that's the first part, the first secret of the left arm and what it helps us do in terms of great rotational momentum. The second thing is when you're loading this left arm, and this is less necessary, okay, but I wanted to give it to you anyways, okay, just so you understand this. When you load this left hand, again, the shoulders are connected, right? So whatever you do with this left hand, it affects the loading arm when you swing. Most people don't realize that, okay? So if I get this arm out, that's great, right? But to help turn the shoulder even back more, when I turn my palm inside out, what it does is it torques my left shoulder, and it torques my right shoulder back. See here? Versus here, versus keeping this palm up and just holding it up here. Once I turn this palm back, it helps me torque this right shoulder back here. Almost like you're an archer and you're pulling this bow and arrow back. You're turning, and even on the serve, instead of tossing here, you can turn this palm inside out, right? And you can see what it does to my shoulders, right? It helps me torque my shoulders all the way, right? So you want to torque your shoulders all the way and then pull in, just like a figure skater, for that rotational power here to speed up your momentum and snap through the ball here, boom, right? And obviously you want to stay on balance after, but that's one of the concepts that, you know, at least when I was growing up as a junior, I didn't know. You know, I would just hit here. I didn't have any of the levers working to help me, you know, to help me maximize my body mechanics. All right, so I hope you gained some magical insights, okay, you can take with you on the court this weekend. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Also, there's a link down below. I'm putting together a series of over 100 tips I've learned from the professionals. Okay, so you can get something every single day to transform your game in 100 days.